Had a chance to interview him on radio and been following, of course, since the days in PE. Who's going to speak on rap music, the self-destructive subculture of hip-hop. And it's, get your notebooks out and enjoy this lecture on the legends of our time. I want to welcome all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, who came here very feasible because he wanted to share this knowledge. I want to welcome here Professor Griff.
Give thanks. Let's give Paul a round of applause, y'all. All right. Now that was a weak round of applause. Let's give him a hearty round of applause. Can we do that? Thank you. I know you just finished eating the Luther burger and you're full. You got the itis. But anyway, the divine names of the Supreme Being, whatever you call him or her, I want to greet you with a civilized greeting in a very uncivilized time. Around the globe as I travel, some people will say peace, some people say hotep, some people say shalom, some people say alafia, some people say free the land, some people say black power, some people say assalamu alaikum. Whatever greeting you go by, some people say what's happening, some people say praise the Lord. Some people don't say anything. They just go, all right? Whatever greeting you go by, I want to greet you on your level, your frequency, all right? Peace. Everybody's good today? All right. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. When you watch those DVDs and that information up on YouTube and they scan the audiences don't look like this. There ain't too many people coming out to lectures like this, so I don't know what y'all doing here, but keep doing what you're doing for real. Y'all need another round of applause, seriously. Seriously. All right. We got a few announcements I want to make, and then we're going to dive into it. Before I get started, I want to do something traditional that I do, and we're going to do a disclaimer. All right, now, the brother that's on the camera, what's your name again, bro? Brother Malone. All right, everybody know Brother Malone, right? All right, that's good. Now, this is what we're going to do. Y'all know each and every time that we get together, in the Holy Quran and in other scriptures, it teaches us when two of us get together, there he is also. Are you following me? We need to understand that particular dynamic. We're going to use this to set the tone. I am not a fool. I've been called many things in my life, but an idiot and a fool I'm not. I know and understand there's some agents sitting among us. We don't know who the hell they are because they look just like us, right or wrong. And it's always been those that look just like us that sold us out. Well, we ain't playing that madness today, all right? I want to set the tone. So what I need the cameraman to do, Brother Malone, as the people look around in front of them and in back of them and on the side of them to find familiar faces and not so familiar faces, we're going to have everybody stand up and greet one another. But what I need you to do while they're greeting one another, take the camera and scan their faces to find the agents, all right? And as y'all greeting one another, check for the wire that the person might have on them. Can y'all do that? Everybody stand up and greet somebody in the room. Can we do that? All right. A quick greeting. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Just a few more announcements. Once again, we want to thank Paul and the staff at the radio station and the brothers and sisters and the brothers that run this facility and the concerned brothers and sisters in the community. Once again, I'd like to thank y'all for inviting me and showing up. And And here's the disclaimer. You're not going to agree with everything I have to say. I'm just telling y'all that from the rip. All right? I've studied up to the 4th degree in Japanese Kasugan. I think I can hold my own. All right? It ain't going to be that rough stuff today. If you disagree with me, take my phone number down and call me, all right? 678-557-2919. Because you're not going to agree with everything I have to say. I heard what was going on the panel discussion, and I totally agree with some of the things that was said, but we'll deal with that at another time. I don't want to put nobody on Front Street. All right? Everything I have to say that you're going to see today on the slides, I dropped it down to CD-ROM. So in case you want to disagree with me, you can purchase it, take it home, put it under your intellectual microscope, go over it, and give me a call. Now listen, that's my real phone number, 678-557-2919. All the calls, 3:30 in the morning, breathing hard, threatening me, I've been threatened before. All right, so save that, all right? If you got some real questions that you want to ask and you really want a dialogue, call me. I'm approachable. Are you following me? Are you following me? All right, cool. So the information is out there on the table. It's not a DVD. I'm going to say this 5 times. It's not a DVD. It's not a DVD. It's not a DVD. You have to put it in your computer. It's a PowerPoint presentation. All right? The DVD are these two. The Psychological Covert War on Hip-Hop and Beyond the Psychological Covert War on Hip-Hop. All right? The aspects of Obama and some aspects of what we're going to get into in reference to the homo thug and some of the other situations that we need to deal with in the community. They're on these 2 DVDs. All right? Okay. Just a few other announcements. Now, this brother Umar Abdullah Johnson that came and blazed the trail. He blazed the trail for real. Let's give him a round of applause, man. Now, he's a lot bigger and taller than me. I may not be able to fit into these shoes, but just give me a minute. Is that cool? I heard he took a couple of breaks, so y'all got to bear with me. Is that all right? Is that all right? Now, a little bit later on, my voice starts to get raspy. I might raise my voice. Don't get offended. I'm not talking directly to you. But hell, if the shoe fit, just put it on and tie it tight. Are you following me? All right? Because we probably are talking to you. All right? Those people that's going to get angry and red-faced and mad at me, that's fine too. All right? Ain't nobody paying my tab but this brother right here that invited me to come. Is that cool? Because you're going to have some questions. Because I have to move you out of your comfort zone. All right? Now, if you listen to the local radio station and you digging what's going on the station and you're going out to the clubs partying to that same madness, you're going to have a problem with Professor Griff today. Are you following me? Are you following me? Okay. If you think somebody on the panel said Jay-Z is the face of hip-hop, if you think he is, you definitely going to have a problem with Griff today. Are you following me? I don't know who you are, but you're going to have a problem with me. Are you following me? Okay. No, I'm just laying it out because you're going to have a problem with that. Just a few things. I was walking through the airport, and you know how sometimes the announcer comes on and making announcements, but you're able to see the TV, but you can't hear it? They was talking about, oh, this brother in the green hat, I don't know your name, but hats off to you, brother. Seriously, I don't know your name, but I felt what you were saying, and I felt your vibe, seriously. They were saying something about this sister from Africa proving her gender. Please remind me to deal with that a little bit later on. All right? All this freakish stuff that's going on homosexuality and bisexuality that's going on in America today. All right, now listen, we don't got barf bags, but if you feel like throwing up in the middle of what I have to say, please do so. Are you following me? All right, cool. The other thing, did you read U.S. News Today? It used to be called U.S. News and World Report, but since the world's getting smaller, they just narrowed it down to U.S. Today. Not even U.S. News. Are you following me? But on the cover, it has artist portraits of a king, and it talks about Michael Jackson. And then inside, it has some pictures, I believe, some portraits that the gentleman painted of Michael Jackson. Mind you, the very bright, damn near white Michael Jackson that looks like a white woman. And this is who they want to portray to our young people as a king. What's the subtle subconscious signal that they're sending? That you'd have to be like this in order to become anything in this world. Are you following me? We have to be defenders of our culture and defend our children from this kind of madness. Are you following me? Are you following me? Now, we have to at least do that. We have to become the buffer from what they see in the news and on TV. All right? Are you following me? Okay, I just thought I'd mention that because we have to deal with Michael Jackson. I know a lot of people are still mourning the brother's death, and they still feel like Michael Jackson meant so much to us in the black community. And my question is, if he did, and he still do, then we'll have the duty and responsibility of keeping Michael Jackson's legacy alive. I'm not talking about learning how to damn moonwalk. A lot deeper than that. Are you following me? We know and understand in the last days of Michael Jackson's life, he was fighting some serious demons. Are you following me? And those people that wanted to get next to Michael Jackson to correct the problem, they weren't allowed to get next to him. And this is the same thing that's happening with our children. Are you following me? There's this divide and this disconnect. You know, I was sitting on a panel in Washington, D.C. at the library of the civil rights activists on one side, and it's just straight up hip-hop activists on the other side, and they couldn't agree. So we have to find some kind of common ground, and that's what I need you to do as parents and community activists and community leaders. We have to find that common ground to bridge the gap with our young people, our children, our nieces, cousins. Well, you know who the hell I'm talking about, Man, Riri, and Tay-Tay and them. Are you following me? Y'all looking at me all damn funny. You know who I'm talking about, shit. Y'all gonna have me get real up here. But anyway, I just wanted to drop those things out. Just a few more announcements, and we're going to dive into this. I want to deal with the psychological covert war on hip-hop, and then dealing with the psychological covert war on hip-hop. If you've ever been to school to study psych, these people got it ass backwards, excuse my French. Psychology is not, I repeat, not the study of the mind. Psychology is the study of the soul. In ancient Kemet, the psyche is the soul. So these people know what they're talking about when they pull in this psych game on us, all right? We thinking it's about the head, and it's really about the soul. Now, if you go under a microscope, you put the anatomy under a microscope, you're not going to find the soul. Like there's a lot of people that think the immune system exists. No, there's not a thing inside of the body called the immune system. Are you following me? It's how the 9 systems interact with one another. Are you following me? Okay. Listen, I'm going to use some 19-syllable words and some 4-letter words, so let's just get used to everything in between. Can we do that? Okay. So we have to understand that particular dynamic. We're not talking about the mind here. We're talking about the psychological covert, all right, war on hip-hop. We're going to have to go into some metaphysics. Meta meaning beyond the physical. I don't care if it's above it or below it, but nonetheless, beyond the physical. Are you following me? Okay, listen, we're going to be here for a few minutes. You might as well unfold your arm and uncrinkle your face, all right, because we're going to be here for a second. And I'm going to have to wrestle, all right, with something inside of you, all right? I got to speak through a degree of ignorance that we all had, and it's not a bad word. Ignorance simply truly means you simply choose to ignore, that's all. Are you following me? But if the information was presented to you, you'd have a better choice. You don't have to agree with me now. It may hit you a little bit later on in the week. Then you could still give me a call. My number will be the same, 678-557-2919. All right? All right. I wanted to, well, the disclaimer is this. Don't hold Paul, the brother on the camera, Malone, or this institution or this establishment responsible for anything Professor Griff have to say. I did an interview in a bookstore, and it ended up on The Obama Deception, a film by Alex Jones. I got cursed the hell out by black women. How could you be against Barack Obama? How could you? I said, look, I'm not against Barack Obama. I love him like you love him. I think he's very handsome, articulate, very studious, and very well spoken. Are you following me? But he's the president of the United States, which is a corporation, not a country. Are you following me? It's just like Xerox or Bank of America or whatever. He is the president. He's the black face on a white reality. Let's just get used to that. And guess what? You're not part of it. When they have those discussions, they lock your black behind right on out of the damn discussion. As a matter of fact, they do include you. But guess how they include you? You're useless eaters to them. Sheeple, cannon fodder. Are you following me? When you go to get a job, where do you go? Not to the unemployment office, to the Department of Human Resource, because that's all you are, is human resource, a resource. And they're trying to find a way to get rid of you, personally speaking. Are you following me? And I'm going to show you that in a minute, because I know a lot of times you may not believe what Griff have to say, but you're going to be able to, you have to wrestle with these images in your subconscious mind tonight when you go to sleep. Are you following me? Matter of fact, when you wake up, not when you go to sleep. So, all right, so we're going to get into some of the images. Now, one last thing. There's something I wanted to read, but I'm just going to tell you off the top of my head. Elijah Muhammad taught us that every time that we get together in this kind of setting, once I give you the greeting, and then when the lecture's over and I greet you in peace and I leave, your blood is off my hands. I'm no longer responsible for you. Are you following me? But if you leave here with one iota of truth, you're held responsible for that truth. It's your duty and responsibility to teach 3 other people. Are you following me? Now, if you get caught by your own spirit, by the ancestral spirit, and by the God, him or herself, then you have to suffer that punishment. But your blood is off my hands. Are you following me? Okay, I came into Public Enemy as the Minister of Information, the leader of the S1Ws. All right, my main goal, not to be some buck dancing Negro on stage. My main goal was to raise the conscious level of my people. That's it. Forget the money, the fame, and everything else. You were on my mind. Are you following me? And that's it. Now, some of us went and got jobs and got reality shows and all that mess, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Are you following? No, let's be honest. I'd be a hypocrite if I came here and didn't deal with the Flavor Flav situation. Because I know that's what you're thinking. You sit back, now I wonder if you're going to talk about Flavor Flav. Well, you damn right I am. For real. And I'm going to be straight up and real with you. Like you my next door neighbor. Are you following me? Okay. I see some of y'all like real quiet. All right. Can we turn out, do we need those backlights? All right. Do we have a couple of hefty brothers outside in case people start some violence up in here? Bro, in the red shirt, you good? You been doing your push-ups? All right. No, yeah, you can leave the door open in case somebody want to run out here, red face and angry. That's cool. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not sparing nobody today. I'm serious. Y'all just got to deal with what I say, or just don't invite me no more. Plain and simple. I mean, is that fair? Once again, 678-55729. Well, try it. My phone will ring right now. I'm good. Text me, threaten me, whatever you got to do, but we got to talk about this. So, we have to talk about black music. Yes, there is such a thing as black, brothers and sisters, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But music is a universal language, and it's critical when you travel around the globe. Everyone can identify with the universal language. But the psychoanalytical destruction of the stolen legacy called black music is what we have to deal with it. And we have to use a higher form of alchemy, all right? And we definitely have to dive into some metaphysics. Because I want to talk and speak to some of the artists that are in the audience, regardless of whether you participate in the 4 fundamental elements or you're just an artist. Are you following me? But I have to talk and speak to your goddessry instead of your artistry. Are you following me? So from this point forward, let's approach our music, our culture, and our art form as gods and goddesses. All right, when we get stuck into the art form, then we develop this duality. Are you following me? So that means you can go out and pimp women, but you can still be up in the church preaching. No, you can't. It cannot be done. Those two dynamics cannot occupy the same space. Are you following me? You can't be Reverend Pigfoot, Reverend Creflo, Want Some More Dollar, TD Snakes, or what's the other one? Eddie Wrong and the rest of them. Are you following me? You cannot occupy, let me tell y'all something. We're going to deal with the whole religion thing. I normally take religion, ball it up, and throw it in the garbage before I speak. See some people getting mad at me, or you feel the vibe in the room change? We can survive without religion. We didn't have religion once upon a time. We had high spiritual concepts, and we did fine. But it wasn't until these people came and gave us this thing called religion is where we started going wrong. Are you following me? I'm going to prove that in a minute. I put this book back out for the sole purpose of those young artists that you find sitting on the panel talking about they keeping it real, but they don't know a damn thing. Are you following me? The music business is what it says. It's a music business. It's a business. These people in business to make money. You need to understand that. Stop coming to them with all these cultural ideas. They're not interested in that. Are you following me? So get your business savvy right and come to them and negotiate the contract that you need to do business. If you have some fun doing it, fine. But if not, nonetheless, it's a business. And that's how they deal with it. So I put a book out, 150 pages, just resources that you would need to conduct your business. All right? Now you know this thing is not acting right. All right, there we go. The book I have coming out in 2 weeks is called Analytics, 20 Years of Conversations and Interviews with Public Enemy's Minister of Information, Professor Griff. I've been doing interviews for at least 25 years. I put some of those key interviews in a book so we could use that as a tool to pass on to our young revolutionaries and our young activists that are coming up. Are you following me? Just some of the trials and tribulations I've been through. Everything from dealing with Jewish people and the Jewish question to Flavor Flav to, you know, pastors and reverends and that kind of thing. So I'm just putting it out there. And the book that's coming out January 1st is The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. All right, so let's dive into this. Public Enemy came into existence to bring about a hip-hop mind revolution. Minister Server from the Temple of Hip-Hop, KRS-One's Temple of Hip-Hop, gave us an acronym for hip-hop. It's Higher Infinite Power Healing Our People. Once again, it's Higher Infinite Power Healing Our People. So Public Enemy came to bring about a mind revolution. Inside of the word revolution, you get the word evolution. So in order for you to evolve, you have to what? Meaning go back. Bind yourself back to those four fundamental elements that brought hip-hop into existence in the first damn place. Are you following me? So when you see the word before a word like review, we viewed it before, but now we need to go back and view it again. Are you following me? When someone asks you or you ask someone for respect, specto means to view, to see. Only thing you're asking them to do is just look again. I may be a different person because the scripture says, well, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. And now that I'm grown, I put away childish things. Are you following me? We have to understand that particular dynamic. So when we came to bring about a hip-hop mind revolution. Revolution is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. I'm going to say it again. Complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. And this is what we came to bring about. This program was supposed to last 2 years. Are you following me? Let's push forward. So we have to keep in mind you, this is brought to you by National Geographic. So this particular article in that particular magazine was not geared and directed towards us because we don't read National Geographic. I was in the dentist's office, I seen it and stole it. So anyway, all right, for the little ones, I don't want y'all to think I'm a thief. I borrowed it. I liberated it, all right? Anyway, it talked about all the way from the griots, those that told the story, and it worked all its way up to through the verbal arts, the boasting, the signifying, and playing the dozens, to preaching and the way the preachers conduct themselves in the church, all the way through rural blues and the samba. It worked its way through ragtime and vaudeville blues and New Orleans jazz and scatting, right on up through jazz, swing, bebop. Mind you, all of these genres of music you can hear in hip-hop. See, this is the beautiful thing about hip-hop. We took all of these genres of music, put it in a gumbo, stirred it up. Are you following me? So we dealt with gospel. You could hear gospel, rhythm and blues, and R&B don't stand for Reagan and Bush. Are you following me? But you could hear all of this in hip-hop. Rhythm and blues morphed its way into rock and roll. All right? And then that gave birth to rock and reggae and salsa and go-go. And then when Philly International and Motown hit the scene, it was over. It was a wrap. Then, are you following me? Some of the best music came out of Motown and Philly International. On up to spoken word, fusions, funk, morphed its way into this thing called hip-hop. Higher infinite power, healing our people. From hip-hop, it gave birth to new genres and new fusions. Are you following me? So this is not old. But even before the griots, we've always done these things, these four fundamental elements of hip-hop on the continent. So this is nothing new. Are you following me? Now, whence came our open enemy that made us relook at hip-hop to the point where we had to define who the open enemy was and come up with a methodology on how to deal with the open enemy all being all up in our mainframe, so to speak. Are you following me? So our good brother Neely Fuller, who wrote the book, The United Independent Compensatory Code System and Concept, he says if you do not understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. This is the basis from which I'm coming today. If you don't understand this, the rest of the 200 slides you might as well forget. Are you following me? Let's push forward. So our sister, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, came behind him in her book, The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colors. And look at her. She still has her antennas, by the way. She said what? That racism, white supremacy is a local and global power system and dynamic, structured and maintained by persons who classify themselves as white, whether consciously or subconsciously determined, which consists of patterns of perception, logic, symbol formation, thought, speech, action, and emotional response as conducted simultaneously in all area of people activity. And those areas are what? Economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war, for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival and to prevent white genetic annihilation on the planet Earth. What is that saying? That is saying that if these people that's opposite of us want to survive on the planet, all right, they have to at least check this thing called melanin. Because this genetic material that lies in the testicles of the black man can successfully genetically annihilate them. Are you following me? This is why they have to come after you, black man, and neutralize you. Are you following me? This is why NWA was so important, because they were set up to neutralize Public Enemy. I'm going to get into that in a second. So let's push forward. Racism, white supremacy, the system of racism, white supremacy utilizes deceit and violence, inclusive of chemical warfare, biological warfare, and psychological warfare, which we're going to deal with today. You're familiar with chemical and biological warfare. All right? The Jerry curl was a chemical and biological warfare. Are you following me? Okay. Church's chicken. Are you following me? Let's push forward. See, this is real. See, this means something different to you. You may think he's cute. But those other people, they view this totally different. Are you following me? Let's push forward. Now, that long legacy that was passed down through the genetical code, all right, so to speak, fell into the hands of some brothers that came out of Long Island called Public Enemy. We took the name Public Enemy simply because when we read the Constitution, they wrote us this in as 3/5 of a human being. Had the nerve to say that a cow was 5/5 cow, a pig was 5/5 pig. But when it came to the black man and woman, they wrote us in as 3/5 of a human being. And had the nerve to say that they didn't know what the hell the other 2/5 were. When we the mother and fathers of everything walking on the planet. Are you following me? So we said we're enemy to the public, as long as they believe that kind of madness. But we took that baton and we, like a relay race, we passed the baton back, but no one took it. Yes, Dead Press held it, all right, but taught a different kind of philosophy. Nas held it and it slipped. Common held it. We had to take it back from his behind. I'm going to talk about that later. Tupac passed away. Kanye went with the homo route. Are you following me? Y'all need to stop. He's about to go on a tour with Lady Gaga. It's a homo, gay, and lesbian tour. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm going to tell y'all straight up. This camera rolling. Kanye West ain't whipping my behind, so y'all might as well get used to that idea. Are you following me?
Sure. Yo. Now you got me sound like Chuck D up here. Anyway.
All right, the slide is kind of messed up, but I'll explain it. Culture. All right. We talk about a music culture. Culture is that vehicle that ties the old to the new. Culture defines your enemy. Culture is your primary source of education. Culture is your way of life. Everything that you do, you think, how you walk, how you talk, how you interact with your people, and everything in nature is your culture. Someone crept in, as Del Jones teaches, these culture bandits crept in and turned hip-hop into a culture of death. And we got a daily diet of it. Are you following me? And sometimes when you look at murals like this, all you have to do is just be quiet because it's so vast. Are you following me? And then when you look at this, it's like these other people, they've created nothing. Absolutely nothing. Are you following me? We can't even give them credit for rock and roll because that's ours. Are you following me? But even in our worst state, we passed on that vibratory frequency and we passed on the code, that spiritual code that we put in the gospel songs and in the spirituals. This is what you're supposed to be hearing today in the church, but something is happening, even in the church, that we don't get this. Are you following me? So we have to understand that. So in those songs that we sang on the plantation, all you had to do was know the song and you knew the strategy. Are you following me? Let's push forward. Yes, it's still the same as black music and white business. All right? And Sun Ra talks about that in a DVD called The Cry of Jazz. But black nationalism and the revolution in music. There's certain aspects of black music that was always revolutionary, that always spoke to what was going on, all right? You see, sometimes you don't even have to say anything. But for the young people in the audience, the music that you sample and claim is your own, but even you had to go back and sample some of the greats, only thing we want you to do as older people is just say, just respect the architect, that's all. Are you following me? You can't claim this as your own. But Stevie Wonder says, when you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Yes, he did. In a song called Superstition. But can I ask y'all a very critical question? Not the people that's in the audience that still have nappy hair with afros. What happened to Soul Train? What happened to the Soul Train line? You see, these diabolical ones had to do away with the soul because we have music that spoke to the soul. I don't know what the music is speaking to today. Your old ass in the club trying to do the stanky leg. I don't know what the hell that's about. I'm serious. What is the music speaking to? This dude was talking about throw it in the bag. What? We're going to talk about that in a minute. There was something going on in the turbulent 60s that we needed a theme song. And it wasn't moving on up. It wasn't that. Something else was going on in the hood. Are you following me? A revolution was going on. So James Brown said what? Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You see, what I'm showing you right now is the precursor to hip-hop. The thing that gave birth to hip-hop. The thing that young people today forget because they think hip-hop started in 1995, and it didn't. You need to do your homework. Are you following me? What did Aretha Franklin give us? Respect. Y'all know, y'all didn't forget. There was a slogan that we said, black is beautiful. Are you following me? And Dr. Nina Simone gave us some beautiful music and stayed black. Are you following me? And we wore afros back in the days. Even those of us that didn't even deal with music kept it very real. This sister carried a 45, 2 of them. Are you following me? See, you got to understand, I believe like Ida Wells believed. Violence is not good or evil. It's necessary. Guess who said that? I'm quoting Martin Luther King. Are you following me? Let's push forward. So we can run through and we can call the roll, but we ain't got a whole bunch of time, so I got to get through this. All right? But there was a cry from the African continent. All right? I'm more so a Winnie Mandela fan as I am this other dude, Nelson Mandela. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. And when interviewed, Harriet Tubman was asked how many slaves did she free. All right, when asked, she said she probably freed thousands, but she would have freed thousands more if they only knew they were slaves. And that's my mission today. If you only knew what this hip-hop music is doing to our people's mind and soul, their psyche, you would stand up and revolt tomorrow. Are you following me? So hopefully I can give you that tool so we can dive into this particular thing. Let me skip over a lot of this. Marvin Gaye was there on the scene and he asked a question, what was going on? Curtis Mayfield put it down. Are you following me? See, these are some of the artists that the young people sample, but they know nothing about because the last poets put it down on the street corner. The Watts Prophets and Gil Scott-Heron, all right, said the revolution will not be televised. Are you following me? So we have to understand this. All right, so in African tradition, when we totally agree on something, we just say word. They say ashe, but bringing it up to a modern context, we just say word. And that's all I need you to do in your mind today. If you agree, just say word and pass it on to 3 other people. Can we do that? So our good brother out of the BX, out of the Bronx, the brother by the name of the Black Dot, he wrote a book called Hip Hop Decoded, from its ancient origins to a modern day matrix. Now listen, brothers and sisters, I need you to pay attention to this part. From the Medunetta, the divine writing. All right, we pulled hip hop from the 4 elements of the universe: earth, air, fire, and water. Are you following me? And we laid it out: graffiti, DJing, MCing, and b-boying. And we laid it up under the tree of life, the Kabbalah, if you could see it right here, right? And we came from our black dot, which is our point of reference, which a lot of people today, like Dr. Henry Louis Gates, lost his black dot. He lost his point of reference. Are you following me? We all must come from the black dot, which Richard King talks about, your point of reference. But now, coming from that, we laid hip-hop out based on a high science. Are you following me? But our open enemy came in and laid out the matrix of hip-hop as a parallel universe, and they laid it next to hip-hop. And what happened? They stole the frequency of hip-hop. So it looks like hip-hop, walks and talks like hip-hop, but it's not hip-hop. Black Dot in his book calls it shit-hop. S-H-I-T, strategic high-intensity training. Are you following me? Because it's not hip-hop. Lil Wayne, Lil Wendy has a song out. Lil Wayne has a song out. I believe it goes up. That's my DJ, with no DJ in the video. Shit up. Are you following me? That madness Beyonce is doing is trip hop, strip hop. Are you following me? No, I'm gonna get into her mess a little bit later on, seriously. We're gonna decode that madness. Black Dot teaches us in the hip hop decoded, the chronicles of the Black Dot, that we pulled hip hop from the spirit realm. We pulled it down and created an art form and dropped it down to a physical plane. So all the other cultures on the planet can involve themselves into hip hop. Are you following me? Are you following me? But let's just pretend like this place is the house of hip hop. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing in the 70s. All right? Now, can I ask you all a personal question? You, ma'am, in your own home, when you invite people over, don't you relegate them to like 1, maybe 2 rooms in the house? Sit your behind in the living room, and if you want to go to the bathroom, you can go to the bathroom. But that's it. Are you following me? If they want something to drink, you get it for them, right or wrong. You don't be walking all through the damn house like you live here. Are you following me? Well, we invited these people into the house of hip-hop, and now they've taken over. The question was asked earlier in the panel discussion: what does the face of hip-hop look like? And I heard some people on the panel spewing some madness. Shut up, man. The face of hip-hop ain't Jay-Z. It's white because we don't control the face of hip-hop. Hip-hop don't look like us anymore. Are you following me? Multinational corporations have hip-hop in a stranglehold. When you go abroad, hip-hop do not look like us, man. White DJs, white MCs, white people on the charts. Are you following me? Once upon a time, there was 4 white people that were on the charts. It was blowing my mind. Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera. Who's the other white dude? Lost Without You. Who's that? Robin Thicke. And there was and Eminem. I'm like, damn. They're at the head of all black music. So if you outside of the country looking in, you're like, well, where the hell is black people? You would think we were doing nothing. Are you following me? So no, Jay-Z is not the face of hip-hop. What happened to KRS-One? How you gonna move him out of the way for Jay-Z? He's always stuck to the 4 fundamental elements of hip-hop. Are you following me? But it depends on how you define hip-hop. Let's push forward. I'm not trying to blast anybody, But we have to deal with this thing called melanin, something that them people don't have. And they're trying to get it. This is why it's imperative. We'll talk about that in a second. Black melanin can convert light energy to sound energy. Can you just imagine that? All you have to do is wake up in the morning, scratch your butt on the way to the door, walk out, and kiss the sun and walk back in, and you straight for the day. Because black melanin can convert light energy into sound energy. When you on the dance floor, sister, the DJ can stop the music and you still getting down. Because we still hear the beat. Them other people can't do that. This is why they square dance. Are you following me? Are you following me? It has to be written out for them. We have something that connects us to the sound. They don't. And it's called melanin. Are you following me? Melanin is black because its chemical structure allows no energy to escape. This is why, brothers and sisters, we overdo every damn thing. Can I prove that? You get the brother that come in the damn mosque that want to be the super duper Muslim. He want to wear the biggest bow tie and sell more final calls and eat extra bean pies. Are you following me? He know 3 Arabic words and sway Arabic. Are you following me? We take 3 damn karate classes and swear we Chinese. Are you following me? We know a back kick, a horse stand, and focus punch, and that's it. We want our black belt 2 weeks later. Nah, man, you can't do that. You cannot take your time, man, for real. That's why Minister Farrakhan said you have to come in and get an X. It's a process. Are you following me? Damn. But anyway, I had the privilege of spending a weekend with Professor James Smalls. And this is what this brother taught me these next 4 or 5 slides. So can you bear with me? I hope I'm not boring you. All right. He says, Griff, if you're 48, which is my chronological age, I just turned 49. But he says, I've been on the planet for 48 years. If I do a DNA test or do a test on my DNA and put my genetic age under a microscope, I'll find that I've been on the planet for millions and millions and millions of years. Are you following me? Then he told me, I was trying to write the notes as he was talking. That's hard to do. And remember it and understand it. He says, if I could look at your cells and find that you were here millions of years, I can only do that if I have millions of years of genetic wealth and experience passed down through me. Not in me, through me. Sisters, you are not your body. You're in your body. Are you following me? So this is coming through us. You're only going to be here for a limited amount of time, right or wrong. So it comes through us. That means that you can at least remember in your subconscious mind, you can remember all those experiences that has happened to you through all of those millions of years. We can recall them like a computer can recall them. All you have to do is be quiet for a minute, and you can recall them. Are you following me? This is why certain sound vibrations cause us to feel a certain way. Because the muscles have memory. Are you following me? So he says in your consciousness, you can't recall because what feeds, tunes, and informs your consciousness is anti-you. The thing that's feeding your consciousness today is anti-you. Are you following me? Can I prove that? Yes. He taught me about some hermetic principles. And the law of correspondence goes as this: as above, so below, as within, so without. Our ancestors left us a way to get back to the God self. So if Brother Paul was to come back up here and introduce me, he'd have to introduce me like this. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, put your hands together for God having a human experience called Griff. I'm going to let y'all marinate on that for a minute. Did not the scripture say ye are all gods, children of the Most High God? Are you following me? That's what we need to start acting like then. That's why I want you to approach your artistry from a goddessry perspective. Ye are all gods, children of the Most High God. So when I see this sister here, I see a goddess. Not a bitch, not a hoe, not all them other things. Are you following me? So what I would want to do is bring out the goddess in her. All right? So we can reflect one another. Are you following me? So now when we get locked into that conversation, it's goddess and God having a conversation. So now that conversation can't go below the waist. Are you following me? We have to elevate that conversation. All right, we're just dealing with some simple metaphysics right now. Are you following me? So now the pathway to lead you back to the God self, as above, so below, as within, so without. You cannot access the deep essence using your enemy's pathway, i.e. education, religion. Did I say religion? Religion, politics. He does not know enough about God to know how to get to God. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I know what you say. Sometimes in conversations you say, I hear you. Some of us say, I see what you're saying. Some of us say, I feel you. But whatever you do, whatever method you use, I hope you're getting this. If he gives you the blueprint, his blueprint leads you right back to him. And this is the him that he set up for you to believe in. But we're so much deeper than that. Are you following me? Okay. We took religious concepts and gave it to everyone that we came in contact with, except our open enemy. We gave it to him. He left, came back. He sat at our feet, learned some more. Next time he left and came back, he brought his armies to destroy us. And then he put his name on it. There's nothing wrong with you wearing a cross around your neck. The cross is a sacred symbol, but you got to know what it means. It don't mean suffering, shame, and death. It don't mean, as Napoleon said, in this sign we shall conquer. Are you following me? The cross was etched 5 inches thick in the pyramid text. Study what the cross really means. Are you following me? This is why religious people work my nerves. You have to rise above the ritual of what these particular things mean. If you and I, sister, are in the car and we're on our way to New York, and we see a sign that says New York 350 miles, we don't pull over, get out, and kiss the damn sign. We ain't there yet. So let's not get caught up into the rituals. Are you following me? Okay, if you actually understood the original Christianity before our open enemy got a hold of it, it would actually make you a god and a goddess. A Christian is what? One who's crystallized into the oneness with God through his example, Christ. Are you following me? And that in its essence is the same thing what a Muslim is. Let's push forward. So in understanding the law of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without, that's the same thing the Lord's Prayer says. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Where? On earth as it is in heaven. Where? On earth as it is in heaven. As above, so below, as within, so without. It's the law of correspondence. They just stole it and put it in the scripture and called it the Lord's Prayer. Are you following me? But everything is real. We have to understand that. And so was hip-hop back in the 70s. This is what hip-hop looked like. This is the face of hip-hop, whoever that gentleman was on the panel. This is the face of hip-hop. This is when hip-hop was organic. This is when that vibratory frequency was coming off of the black melanated wax that we stole from our grandmother's closet. That we didn't even know what a hip-hop song was then. But we took that little 3-second beat and we went back and forth with a mixer that a black man created. DJ Flash, are you following me? Grandmaster Flash, which Radio Shack never gave him credit for. See, we always use a high form of alchemy to serve our own needs. But our open enemy comes in, he put a label and a price on it and a package on it, put it in the store and turn around and sell you back your culture in a package called death. So that black melanated frequency coming off of that black melanated wax, resonating with your black melanin, brought you down to the park and made you participate in hip-hop. Are you following me? We have to understand that particular dynamic. There was no such thing as a hip-hop record back then. And the reason why we had to do that, because real hip-hop was never played on the radio. For that brother that was sitting on the panel, man, you need to pay attention. Real hip-hop is not played on the radio, man. Somebody said words. What I need you all to do right now for these next couple of slides is just tune in, all right, to this frequency. What do I mean by that? How many people are here from out of town? Just me. Okay. No. Where you from, sir? From Grand Rapids. What is the black radio station in Grand Rapids? Excuse me? What's the numbers? 1140. Total up those numbers. And the black radio station here? Okay. And in Chicago? What's the numbers? You follow where I'm going with this? Any black place you go with a high concentration of black people, they stay in that same frequency. They don't go past the 90, maybe 97.5, the 102, yada, 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 whoopity whoop. Are you following me? They stay right there on that frequency. And that's where they keep you. And that's why they got us brainwashed and controlled through the music, through the lower vibratory frequency in the music. Because every time you listen to our music on those radio stations at that frequency, they control you from a subconscious level. Subconscious level. Are you following me? Okay, you're not. Don't worry. I'm feeling your vibe. Don't worry about it. You have to understand something. In order for them to control you, they have to do a little bit more than poison the food. A little bit more than keep you working 2 or 3 jobs. I heard the discussion on with the panel about a recession. You know, damn recession. Everywhere I go, white people are building and eating well. Someone on the panel said it right, though. It's not a recession. It's just the fact that middle echelon of white people are having it very difficult. So they putting that pressure on us. So we feeling it, but they not feeling it. They doing well. Are you following me? Only thing they got to do on the job is get rid of you, and they eating well. Are you following me? It ain't no recession. It's a depression for us. Are you following me? Let's push forward. So we have to deal with a high form of metaphysics. Metaphysics is the science that attempts to bring the spiritual and the physical aspects of life together. I'm sorry to say to all these other people, hip-hop is black. How do you realize your full human potential as gods is the question that I want to ask you as your homework assignment. How do I realize and wake up every morning and act as a God as opposed to anything else? This is what I'm wrestling with today. So we had to go through a musical transformation from soul music, all right, to selling our music. One of Public Enemy's last album was How Do You Sell Soul to a Soulless People That Sold Their Soul? And it's very difficult. How do you sell soul to a soulless people that sold their soul? These people are expecting us to buy back this music with no soul in it. What the hell is Al Green saying nowadays? The Temptations, the Dramatics, James Brown. What are all these people saying that's hearing this music today? Are you following me? So when we blindly adopt a religion, a political system, a literary dogma, we become automatons. What is an automaton? That thing that controls you automatically. They don't even have to be in the community. It's like the hidden hand. We killing each other on our own. They don't even have to be here. You're automatons. Are you following me? Let's push forward. We don't have time to talk about the Om, but the Om is the largest and greatest sound in the universe. So great that you don't hear it, you feel it. Can I prove that? Yes. You remember the tsunami? There was a certain spiritual connectedness that the animals had that the humans didn't have. Because they heard it, packed their bags, and vacated the premises. While your ass was on the beach with that little blue drink with the umbrella in it. And then when the water came, you didn't know what to do. Are you following me? Because you weren't in tune. Yes, hip-hop was born in the Bronx, but way before the Bronx, we had it on the continent. But what we need to do, there's a saying in the black community, there's nothing new under the sun. Well, what I want to do today is go past the sun. Can we do that? We need to go beyond beats and rhymes. A lot of people view hip-hop as just rap songs only. No, you're making a mistake. Hip-hop is the umbrella. Rap is just something under the umbrella. Are you following me? Hip-hop is what you are. Rap is something that you do. Are you following me? You are hip-hop. Let's push forward. Now, once again, to that brother that was sitting on the panel, hip-hop does not have a face because hip-hop is matter. Hip-hop is energy. And you know in your science class, matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just changes forms. If we want to do something tomorrow and call it whatever, we'll do that. We have the power to do that because we gods and goddesses, right or wrong. When have we not met our needs? We've always done that. In any scripture that you read, the wicked and the unrighteous never prevailed over the righteous. Are you following me? So Nas is dead ass wrong. Talk about hip-hop is dead. No, it's not. You can't kill hip-hop. Now, a form of hip-hop, which Nas was talking about, that madness has to die. We have to kill that. But Nas's next album was what? Nigga. So in essence, Nas was saying hip-hop is dead, nigga. Are you following me? All right, some people got that. But that's all he was saying. KRS-One says, I am hip-hop. Please, if you're very religious, I hope I didn't step on your toes, but please study the I am. I'm always asked, it's like, Griff, were you Muslim, you Christian, you Afrocentric, what are you? I just say, I am. Did not the God have a conversation with Moses to tell Pharaoh, I am that I am? So we're going to do away with this religious madness and free ourselves, seriously, and get back those spiritual concepts so we can get this thing right, especially in hip-hop. Now, I'm going to tell y'all straight up, all you hardcore, thugged out dudes that feel you want to diss women, all right? I say this, sisters. No, I think I better save that for the rest of the lecture because they might walk out. But let me just say this, brothers. If we took the woman and put her back on her throne in hip-hop, we would balance out the madness. She's not in her proper place in hip-hop. This is why you're getting kind of cocky with your testosterone. Are you following me? And nobody's checking you. But you live with her. She buying the groceries. Are you following me? Are you following me? You're about to put out your CD. You want to borrow money from her. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. See, I'm about to lose some fans. Why is Little Wendy calling himself hip-hop? And nothing of Little Wayne. Nothing about this dude is hip-hop. So we need to understand that particular dynamic. I make it peanut butter, and I got the milkshake. Come on, dude. Stop. Seriously, him in common with this wearing the skinny jean stuff, looking cute. Stop, man. That's not hip-hop, man. That's not hip-hop. These cats got another agenda. And they don't include you, and I'm going to show you in a minute, seriously. And also, we're going to talk to these two dudes. We're not going to intellectualize this thing. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, sister, and you might have to get out the way on this one. Some of us are born to take care of some serious physical business with our open enemy. Some of us are put on the planet just for that purpose. Move the hell out the way, seriously. We're not going to intellectualize it. We're not going to negotiate with the enemy, the black or the white one. Are you following me? Some of us are put on this. I'm serious. I'm at the airport. True story. I came to pick somebody up at the airport. You know how you kind of find a little space to kind of pull in and turn on your hazards, open the trunk and act like they coming out. So I'm waiting for the person because they told me they had got their bags and they was on their way out. A black cop in an unmarked car pulled up on me. Got out of the car, went and tapped on my window. And guess what he said to me? He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm coming to pick someone up. He says, well, you know something, man? Move along because you're acting like a terrorist. I was like, what? Now, you know you can't argue with him because he'll hit you with a DC-10, disorderly conduct, and I probably wouldn't be here today. Are you following me? But we have to understand the ignorance among our people. Are you following me? Now, there's a better way to deal with that cop. But I'm telling you straight up that if I would have went to jail on a DC-10 and they would treat me like they treat some of the other brothers I see going to jail getting beat up on in the back room, now you know I'm not going to survive that because I'm going out like Latifah and set it off. Are you following me? If I get out on a bond, I'm not going back, and you know when they bring that warrant to my door with the other white officers, you know that's going to serve as a death warrant for me, right or wrong, because you know they want me anyway. Excuse me, Malone, is he still on the camera? Make sure you get everybody's face. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when they come for me later on tonight, guess what they coming for tomorrow morning? You. Are you following me? Now, you know when they come to my door with that warrant, and I refuse them, you know it's going to be on, right or wrong. If they come to my door unjustly, and I don't lay them bastards dead at my feet, may the earth reject my damn body. Are you following me? This is the kind of business that real black men got to take care of when it's concerning the women and the children, brothers. Are you following? And we got to stop playing now. We got to stand up and do the real work. And excuse me for yelling. Are you following me? And if you're not on your job, we're going to call you to task. You can't sharpen your shield and your sword on the battlefield. It has to be done before you go into battle. Are you following me? And when we sound the war horn, no damn excuses, man. Are you following me? If you're sleeping with Becky Assaflat, it's going to be no excuses. I'm serious. If you're still eating pork and you chasing men, it's going to be no excuses. Are you following me? If you too fat and lazy to get up and do some push-ups, no excuses. I'm going to do like Harriet Tubman then, just shoot over my shoulder at your dumb behind. Because what I need to do is just turn to the brother and say, look, man, pass the ammo, dude. Pass the ammo. I don't care if it's a spiritual ammo, intellectual ammo, whatever it is. When the war horn sounds, it's the call to war. Are you following me? We can't intellectualize the struggle with people that they groomed to lead us, groomed at Harvard. Can't do that. Or at Yale, or Oxford, or Duke, or the Sorbonne at Paris. Can't do that. We're tired of the handpicked handkerchief-head Negroes leading us as a people. Are you following me? We're going to set up a program where we remove them, intellectually speaking, all right? The 4 fundamental elements of hip-hop, digested, brothers and sisters: rapping, DJ, graffiti, and MCing. DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, MCing. We've always done these elements. It's in our genetical code. All right, we talked about music as a universal language. You're familiar with Sankofa. We're standing in the present, looking to move forward, but we have to go back and get it. We're standing in the present. We're moving forward, but we have to go back and fetch it. It's the Sankofa bird. Are you following me? All right, so dealing with African cosmology of the Bantu Congo, we have to understand cosmology, the study of the cosmos and how we interact with it. As above, so below, as within, so without. Brother Fukiao gave us this concept. I'm going to go through this real quick. We have to understand that I'm a seed within a seed of a seed within a seed of a seed of the seed that is energy. All right? You cannot stand up on any platform and say you've done something on your own. That energy was already set in motion. So stop playing. You get up and you want to accept the award and thank your mom, God, and you. No, stop. It goes a lot deeper than that. Are you following me? A plate and a table has already been prepared. It's already written. Are you following me? This is why it's so imperative that we adhere to the God self. The God self. Elijah Muhammad asked us the question, who is the original man? The original man is the maker, the owner, the creator. Pardon me. The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Are you following me? So yes, it's me. I'm a seed of my mom and dad. Then they're a seed of the creative force that brought them two together. All right? That creative force operates in the universe, and then that operates in the dark matter. That dark matter is actually the triple darkness that Elijah Muhammad talked about, Allah manifesting itself in triple darkness. All right, you following me? So we have to talk about the macro and the micro womb of the black mother goddess. Everything on the planet, brothers, come through the woman. Because that's the way it was set up. How dare you pick up your pen at 30 years old and call her a bitch? It's not cool. You're working against yourself on every level, man. Every level. Are you following me? We have to understand that. So when you see pictures like this, a circle within a circle creating this energy vortex, this is the thing that brought hip-hop into existence. Are you following me? We have to understand that. Everyone in this room has chakras. At least 7. Highly melanated people have 12 melanated energy centers at the base of the brain. But a chakra is a harmonic focal point. They are wheels of light. Everyone in this room has 7 chakras. And the 7 chakras are situated in such a way where they have different meanings. The lowest chakra, which is the root chakra, grounds you. It's there for stability. It grounds you. The next chakra is orange. It stimulates creativity, productivity, and pleasure. Did I say pleasure? The next chakra is yellow, increases fun, humor, lightness, personal intellect, logic. The green chakra, which a lot of people in this room, when we heard those songs by the Dramatics, Temptations, James Brown, Al Green, Aretha Franklin, we felt it here, the heart chakra. And we still remember those songs. Are you following me? Because with the heart chakra, it supports the balance, which is ma'at, truth, balance, justice, and reciprocity, harmony, love, communication. All right? This is why she want to know, brother, do you love me? We'll get into that in 1 second. But the blue indigo increases calmness, peace, love, honesty. Did I say honesty, brothers? That's another thing she wants to know. Violet stimulates intuition, imagination, meditation, artistic qualities. How many people seen The Matrix? You remember the part in The Matrix where they went to go see the Oracle? And you seen the little children sitting around? Those were the indigo children. They were levitating, moving, bending forks, moving objects. We had the power to do that. This young brother right here has the power to do that. We got to cultivate that. You can't cultivate that by sending him to the open enemy school. Because they know that about him, but they're going to dead it in him. Are you following me? You have to understand that. And there's some other things that interrupted. I'm going to go over in 1 second. We have to understand this. Now, Stanky Leg and Laffy Taffy and all that other madness, these songs that come out are hitting you at your lower chakras. This is why it's causing you to do all lower chakra activity. Can I prove that? Yes, I can. Your chakras are spinning wheels of light, harmonic focal points that sit behind the organs on the body, from the root to the crown, from the lower self to the higher self, through the vertebrae up south via the spine. We must vibrate on a higher level, activating the higher chakra, which is your crown chakra. Raise your vibration through the chakras. Are you following me? Remember in the Bible when it talks about man falling from heaven to earth and taking on this earth and dwelling on earth? Well, it's not talking about a physical heaven. You fell from the crown chakra to the root chakra, and this is where you operate. So those songs that are coming out with those low bass tones are hitting you here at your chakras. Especially you sisters. You on a damn dance floor, and these songs are calling you all out your name, but you still bumping and grinding. You got some dude grinding on your butt half the damn night, and you don't even know his name. But you dancing the songs that's calling you the B word, the H word, and the other alphabets. Are you following me? You done threw a couple back, and these nasty songs are coming on, and you rushing to the dance floor. Then when the brother want to get your phone number in the parking lot later on playing parking lot pimp, you want to deny him. Are you following me? These songs are hitting the vibration, the low vibratory frequency in the songs are hitting you at your lower chakras, and it's staying right here. These songs are not even hitting you at your heart chakra. Can I test that today? This time last year, what was the #1 hip-hop song? I'm going to tell you like Cat Williams said, don't worry about it, I'll wait. Y'all don't know. You don't know. I had a conversation with Prince. Prince called it bubblegum music. It's disposable music. We listened to it for about a week and we throw it away. We don't even remember. Are you following me? We have to understand the low vibratory nature of some of the sound frequencies in the songs that are coming out today. Chuck D says, if you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. Are you following me? Need I say that again? If you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. Our open enemy studied the 7 chakras. This is why he came up with the 7 up. The 7 chakras up from the root chakra up. Because he knows that vibratory frequency goes up and it taps into the pituitary gland or the pineal gland. The pituitary gland releases hormones in the body. So when you get that negative vibratory frequency hitting you in the song, you lose control because you lend yourself to the spirit of the music. Are you following me? When that energy travels up the base of the spine and it activates the pituitary gland, releasing those hormones, you start to do all kind of nasty madness on the floor, sisters. Yes, you do. You take off your shoes, your weave is halfway hanging off, and you're doing some other madness on the damn dance floor. Are you following me? And our open enemy knows this. This is why he came up with the 7 up. And you see he put a twist of lemon and lime right here to make it go down easy. But it's a deeper science. He's stealing your science. Are you following me? What he tries to do is interrupt that positive vibration. So we don't feel the music anymore. This is why the rappers keep saying, you hear me? And they keep yelling on the mic. Because we don't hear you. We don't feel you. Are you following me? You ever watch 106 in Park? They always yelling. I'm like, damn, tone it down. Turn the volume down. Any of these live remotes in these concerts, I say, yeah, I'm open the park doing the damn thing, son. I'm like, yo, dude, turn it down. Anyway, that energy is called the Kundalini. That energy is called the Kundalini. Are you following me? The Kundalini energy. It can tap the pineal gland. Once it taps the pineal gland, which is your third eye, you take on wings. We visited other planets before by astroplaning. We can go there when we want to go there. Now, wait a minute. You can't go there if you're doing Becky Assaflat. I'm just telling you straight up. You're giving up too much of your energy. And that's a science that the black woman knew, but she forgot. All right? When a man ejaculates, that's a difference from ejaculation. What do I mean by that? You knew that science, sister, of pleasing your man without him releasing the sperm. He kept it in the body, which made him a stronger man. This is why boxers, and you could talk to the trainers out there, when a man is preparing for a fight, you cannot have sex. You lose it, dude. You can't release that energy. It's called ejaculation. It's a science. Now, I can't teach you the science. You probably have to go to somebody that knows a higher form of alchemy and metaphysics. But that energy is called the Kundalini. Don't be surprised in some of these movies that are coming out, and you'll see statues and monuments with the snake. But in the Bible, there was a snake in the garden, remember? By the time you get to Revelations, it's a big-ass dragon. If you study that on an esoteric level, that has a lot to do with our spirit. All right? On the esoteric level. Okay. Exoteric is the outer. Esoteric is the inner. Okay? Religious Christians do the exoteric thing. You waiting on Jesus to come from somewhere to save you. No good. When you looked at it, Christianity from an esoteric point of view, the Jesus is in here on the cross. You need to take him down. Because you're at the crossroads. Are you following me? Okay, anyway. An open enemy know that, and they stole it, and they came up with the caduceus, their medical symbol. Because they know once that energy travels up the base of the spine, all right? All right, like the double helix. Once you tap into your pituitary gland, you can take on wings. But guess what? The earth has chakras also. The earth feels like we feel. This is why we have to be in harmony with everything natural on the planet. And this is why I want to talk to young people today about the mating process, the mating procedure. We're going to be attracted to one another, sisters. We are. Trust me, we are, because I see some sisters in the audience right now that's fine as hell. But I'm saying, we're going to be attracted to one another. But it's best that we mate from the crown chakra down. Now, how you think I'm supposed to respect you? I meet you in the club. I'm grinding on your behind all damn night. We threw a couple back. We kicking it. And we end up in the bed that night or 2 weeks later. Then 2 weeks later, I'm trying to teach you something. No good. Don't work that way, bruh. We have to start from the crown chakra and work our way down. Queen Afua, who calls me her son, says we need to walk 4 seasons with one another. So if I met you, sister, we're attracted to one another, and I met you in the summertime, hell, by the winter time it rolls around, you may not be the same person. Your diet changed, right or wrong. Your attitude may change. You might gain weight. I don't know. You're wearing less clothes in the summer. I'm seeing everything. Are you following me? So we have to understand that we need to walk 4 seasons with one, at least 4 seasons. I sat with Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She said we change sexual partners every 90 days. They got diseases that they don't even have damn names for now. They give them numbers. So we need to check the mating procedure and work from the crown chakra down, because the lower chakras are responsible for your sexual urges and your appetites. The open enemy knows this. That's why the vibratory frequency in the song always hits you here. What happens when that energy goes and it travels up and it can't get past the crown chakra? Let me tell you what happens. Red Bull, all these multinational corporations know this. This is why they said Red Bull gives you wings. Because they understand once your pituitary, your pineal gland is activated, you take on wings. Are you following me? Red Bull knows that. But the Red Bull gives me wings, yeah, right. Anxiety, dizziness, headaches, jitteries, and all that other madness. When that energy travels up the base of the spine, and it can't activate the pineal gland, and it can't bust through, so you can activate those 7 layers of consciousness, preferably in the etheric realm,
that energy turns right back around and it poisons every chakra on its way down to the root chakra. This is why every time you see them paint the devil, it's always red, because it's their lowest chakra. This is why all the negative things that you is related to the devil. And it's all operating down here. Are you following me? It travels back through the chakras, twisting, spinning its way back down. It gets stuck at the lowest chakra, and it actually reverses itself. And it stays and it spins there backwards. This is where a lot of the young brothers that's stuck on this music today, that's where they are. You're not going to get any productivity out of them, sister. They want to smoke L's, drink, some sex. That's it. Don't expect nothing else out of them. That's it. Are you following me? They on MySpace trying to find shorties to hit. That's all they doing. Seriously. That gives birth to the 7 deadly sins. And it sits there until all of these are activated. Can I ask y'all something? It says Sun Kiss, a great programming campaign. The bright orange bottle and fluid keeps me excited by just looking at it. Did I not just go over that? See, they use colors and numbers and shapes differently than how we use them. But that's the orange chakra. But let me have you look into this instead of at it. What does that say? Somebody said it. It says Sin Kiss. It doesn't say Sun Kiss. Are you following me? See, we have to start looking into things instead of at things. Are you following me? Are you following me? Yeah, you can just put it right there. I'll get it. I was in a store in Jacksonville, Florida, and I found some rap snacks. Yeah, hell yeah. Now, y'all know, man, hold up. Y'all know when it gets to this point, it's over. They've successfully taken our culture and turned it back on us now. Need I dare mention the ingredients? We're not going to go over that. My son sent this to me. What do y'all see in that? Sex. See, but they're working on the subconscious mind. Are you following me? I seen that in a bathroom in California, in L.A. You dare not use that damn sink, man. You in trouble. This is real, but see, this is the society that we live in. This is that mindset. Who would even think of something like that? Something damn demonic like that. Now, forsaking the fact that Ice-T done validated the frequency and the vibratory frequency and co-signed and teaching little young white kids to rap. You may say there was nothing wrong with that. But what has Ice-T been doing lately? We'll look into that in a few minutes. There's programs now that talk about hip-hop that don't even mention you. They wrote you right on out of the damn script. Are you following me? And when we change that vibratory frequency, they go crazy. They do. When we stop the dancing in unison like Michael Jackson did in his videos and Janet Jackson, when we stopped that, they just lost their damn mind. When we start wearing ice grillies and platinum and this kind of stuff in our teeth, they try to imitate. These people create nothing. But why am I showing this to you? They have to steal our vibratory frequency. Remember I said earlier they set up the matrix of hip-hop? And it's called shit-hop? Well, it's true. Are you following me? You're more than what you own, sister. But y'all, if y'all roll your mind back, it was a privilege for them to dress up in blackface. Some of them even admitted they didn't feel complete unless they dressed up in blackface. I only date guys in blackface, this white woman said. Now, this is where the part of the lecture where the sisters get angry at me. But we just have to keep it real and just kind of have a basic conversation. Are black women doing something wrong for so many black men to seek white women to be his queen? Why does every black man, strong black man to go to Hollywood got to put on a dress? I don't know if you noticed. You feel the vibe in the room kind of change? It got kind of... I told you I was going to be mad at me in a minute, but don't worry about it. Because I'm going to just show you some images. So, y'all didn't catch that. But anyway, this became a fashion statement. Marrying the criminal element onto hip-hop. Marrying the pornography onto hip-hop. They took your belt and your shoestrings from you on C Block in prison, and your pants sagged. The butt crack became the new cleavage. And you was for sale up on D Block. You take that criminal element, you marry it on the hip-hop, and now you on the street acting this way. Are you following me? And they married it on the hip-hop, and now it became hip-hop culture. No, it's jail culture. Call it for what it is. Are you following me? What did he do? He capitalized off of it. He took condoms, rolled them up, and he put it in bullets. And that was his campaign. So he sold bullets to young kids. And they were condoms. That and that vitamin water to the tune of $400 million. Did y'all hear that figure? 400 million. All right. So they're in Africa because they have to marry themselves onto our frequency because they don't have melanin. Now, I'm not talking about all white people. No, let's not get it twisted. This thing ain't about black and white. It's about right and wrong. I'm going to say that again in English. It ain't about black and white. Are you following me? We have some good white people and we have some jacked up black people. Plain and simple. And y'all know some of them. I got some of them in my damn family. Are you following me? This is about right and wrong. Don't get it twisted. But we can't negate the fact that they just want to be black. They got to marry on to this melanin. They got to marry on to this frequency. So the thing that'll mess up that vibratory frequency that activates the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, pardon me, to give you wings, you got to eat right. This is the temple of God. Remember I said earlier, you're in your body, you're not your body? Well, you got to put living food in a living body. Are you following me? Now, let's not get it twisted. We should not be eating pig. That will directly interrupt that frequency. What do I mean? That can directly interrupt that God frequency. Are you following me? Now, if you came in today and you stopped by McDevil's and Chick-fil-A and Kentucky Lied Chicken and McDevil's, Murder King, Pizza Slut, Drunken Donuts, Dairy Queer, and some of these other places. All right, Long John Killers. All right. You know you dead wrong. Going through a drive-thru ordering a number 3. This can directly interrupt your frequency. Are you following me? Some of y'all didn't get that, but it's cool. Kentucky Lied Chicken, you know who I'm talking about. What is it? Toxic Hell and the rest of them. They got a store in Atlanta called Gut Busters. I mean, how blatant can you get, man? Damn. Gut Busters, man. I mean, for real. Is drugs masquerading as food? You heard of this thing called Franken Foods? And you know the companies that's doing this. Genetically modified food by Monsanto's. Study these companies. We got our children drugged up. The lower vibratory negative energy in the music, bad food, on drugs, no sleep, can't study in those classrooms that look like prisons. Imagine our children going through this madness. Fluoridated water, poisoning your children with water, with the fluoride in it, fluoridated toothpaste, aluminum in the toothpaste. No wonder we crazy. Chemtrails. You see those things in the sky that look like this? Those are chemtrails. It's poison. If you let your car sit long enough, your car will probably turn white with all the chemicals they dropping on us. Are you following me? Vaccines. I'm just going over a few things. Study Monsanto's. Splicing pig germs into the vegetables with this genetically modified food. Let me tell y'all something, sisters. Y'all getting this thick layer of fat around here that you can't get rid of. It's not because you're addicted. All right. She said, say amen. But anyway, you can't get rid of it because you think you're addicted to food and you're not. It's not food. Listen and reason with me. Come on now. How you going to be addicted to an apple? You can't get addicted to an apple. What you're eating is not food. Listen, sisters, when you go shopping, all of the middle aisles are not food. Okay, I'm going to slow down. When you walk in the store, all of the aisles that are in the middle, that's not food. It's the outer aisles where they put the vegetables and the fruit. That's the food. Why you think they put it in the back? They want you to walk through the aisles and get all the madness first. All Pop-Tarts and Cheetos and Fruit Loops, and that stuff is not food. Are you following me? This is why you get the weight and you can't get rid of it. Okay. All right, well, I tried. It's frankenfood. Can I ask y'all a question? The average American eats in a lifetime 1,000 pounds of other assorted animals, 15 cows, 24 hogs, 900 chickens, and 12 sheep. One person. I'm going to say it again. The average American eats in a lifetime 15 cows, 24 hogs, 900 chickens, 12 sheep, and 1,000 pounds of other assorted animals. That's you. See, now they really mad at me now. All right. This stuff is not food. You start off by saying, I'm just going to get something quick. Give me a burger, fries, extra cheese, and you duplicate that 9 times a week. And brothers, you are ridiculous with it. Because you'll sit back on your fat behind playing Armchair Revolutionary with your remote on YouTube. You see her getting a little bit heavy. You tell her to go to the gym, but your fat behind got a gut now. Are you following me? Okay, we're going to let this one ride because we got some young people in the audience. I can't explain that. But you see where the 2 burgers are sitting and why his right arm is bigger than his left. Anyway, no, we just got to skip over stuff like that. I'm going to skip over a lot of these slides because y'all get my point, right? There's a reason why they changed everything from analog to digital. They're tapping into your God frequency. It has to be on a digital realm in order to tap in to bypass your consciousness. You sit in front of the TV, you have to lull you to sleep first in order to program the subconscious. Are you following me? Okay. We don't have time to talk about the cell phones. We do have time to talk about the aura. The electromagnetic field that surrounds the earth. The electromagnetic field that surrounds the body is called your aura. Are you following me? You ever see somebody with a negative vibe and you see them coming and you just kind of feel bad like there's something ain't right about that person? Well, that's their aura. See, we had a science before we can detect the color of the aura. Now we just kind of feel that that person is negative and we stay away from them. But that's the law of correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. It's called the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records is the electromagnetic field that surrounds the earth. This is the place where we went to go get hip-hop. Through the etheric realm. We went there via the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water. When we got what we wanted to come back, we had to come back through the 4 fundamental elements. But we had to set up an earthly element. DJing, graffiti, breaking, and MCing. Are you following me? Okay, cool. Yes, the aura has colors, same as the chakras. I know you're saying, well, what happened to hip-hop? Hold on. The Bible teaches in Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. What is the high place? No, the high place is the etheric realm here that sits above the crown chakra. It's called the 4th dimension. This is where they're fighting us. This is why we can't control our children. This is why you can't control your eating habits. This is why you're losing control, because they're fighting you in the 4th dimension using 4th dimensional warfare. It's called the etheric realm. Can we find the etheric realm? Yes, we can find the etheric realm and all the other realms of consciousness. And they're there. Starting from your root chakra up. Once you get past the crown chakra, then we have to deal with all of these levels of consciousness that we operate on. And this is nothing new. This is why we're gods and goddesses. Are you following me? We have to understand this dynamic. The Native American knew that. And when he tapped into his pineal gland, his petals opened up. And he astroplaned. We've always done that. Consciousness opened up. We've always done it. They put the serpent right there. That's the kundalini energy traveling up the spine. The serpent coming out of the pineal gland. Giving you sun rays, giving you wings, opening up your petals. Are you following me? There's about 8 slides that I can go past because you're a very intelligent audience. But the African drum is compromised by the European word. Can we prove that? Yes. Loyola Africa teaches in his book, African Holistic Health, music and speaking sound. Music is used to calm patients in hospitals, stimulate sexual arousal, and to get shoppers in the mood to spend money. Excites crowds at football games, basketball games, was used to communicate to soldiers in battle, so on and so forth. This is why it was imperative for them to take the drum from us. The drum was the heartbeat. So these rappers nowadays that want to get on somebody else's record and spit 16, and you talk about this low vibratory stuff, you're locking yourself, not only spitting 16, but you're locking yourself behind 16 bars. Because you're spitting 16 bars. Are you following me? What? Money, hoes, and clothes is all a nigga knows. Get rich or die trying. Rims, chicks, bringing bricks in. Jewelry. Are you following me? And you lock yourself right into a box behind you spitting 16 bars, locking yourself behind 16 bars. If this image goes out throughout the world, to the people that can't speak English, what are they thinking? What are they saying? They're interpreting this for themselves, right or wrong. That's why I said destroying hip-hop's appetite for self-destruction. And I keep seeing this image over and over and over. Are you following me? What is the #1 selling CD? No one? No, the blank CD. The blank CD sells more than any of them other CDs, right or wrong? No, am I right or wrong? The blank CD went quadruple platinum. Am I right or wrong? But it's what we put on the blank CD. Are you following me? We have to understand that particular dynamic. Now, if hip-hop is dead, nigga, then why are you putting this on the back of your woman, parading her down the red carpet? Them other people don't do that. They praise their women. Are you following me? But we call ours nigga. This is why you sat out on the bridge during Hurricane Katrina for 2 weeks, and no one came to your aid. Because they sat back and they watched you on BET and MTV call yourself bitches, niggas, and hoes. No one's going to come to the aid of bitches, niggas, hoes, and dogs. Are you following me? We need to learn some self-respect. Then the people throughout the world will respect us. I'm getting to the end of this section. After this section, we can kind of stretch, get some water. But I need y'all to come right back because I got to get through this other section. Is that cool? I was just showing this, showing how great you are. Even with the Oscars, they have to steal your vibratory frequency because they stole that image from us. That is actually Ptah. Are you following me? It's the same thing. I think I put them side by side. Did I? No, I didn't. But anyway, it's the same thing.